Hello, 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 and welcome to my stream. Forgot to finish my sentence there. Happy New Year for those of you who celebrate. My name is Shen Schiffer, and I am someone with a YouTube account, and I use it sometimes to talk to strangers and people I know on the internet. And this is not the first stream of the new year. What the hell am I talking about? This is my first stream of this week, the second week of the new year. We have Stefan in the chat. Hey Stefan, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're recovering from birthday celebrations. Because if I recall correctly, your birthday was on the start of the new year. You and the concept of time share a birthday. So let's get into it. What's new with me? What is new with me? Gosh, I had my period last week, so I have kind of like brain fog from that. But I got through it without falling into a major depressive episode, so we like that. I should add a soundboard to Streamlabs so there could be like a yay, clapping, but you'll have to deal with the ASMR of my rings hitting instead. I looking back in my planner. So last week I streamed same time and day. We had a dark mode to jenschiffer.com and also made it more friendly of a site for people who don't have JavaScript on for whatever reason they don't have JavaScript on. That's their journey, not mine. But what else did we do? We updated the homepage. Okay, that's good. And then that day, the next day was when my period started, and that was tough, but I stuck through my gym workout, my gym regimen, and my weight training. We're getting jacked, people. You can't tell my sweater down, but there's muscles in there. She's strong. She's lifting cat litter, jugs of water, babes, more importantly. That's why we do it, right? For the babes. What else did I do? Oh, and then I rested. Oh, Jamie came over. January 13th, next week on Monday, Robot Karaoke is back. So if you are in the Brooklyn, New York area, Monday night, Wonderville Indie Arcade and Bar will be hosting Robot Karaoke, which is karaoke, except you choose the song and you choose a data set, and the lyrics appear real time, generated from those data sets. So it's karaoke, but harder, or we say worse. So check it out. It's free, but there's a bar and like hot dogs that you can pay for. And then Tuesday the 14th, Jersey Script is coming back. Jersey Script was my, for a while, long-running JavaScript meetup based here in Jersey City. And it went on hiatus when COVID happened and never came back up again because I had trouble finding a venue. And my friend Dan found a venue, and he's like, I want to bring Jersey Script back. So he's making that happen. I'm going to be there. But yeah, so it's a busy week next week. This week hasn't been all that busy. Promode, hello. Welcome. It's brick cold outside in Jersey City. I was supposed to go to Manhattan for therapy today, but then I woke up to a message from my therapist that he was sick. It is 27 degrees Fahrenheit, and the feels like temperature is 8 degrees because it's super windy outside. So I woke up and I heard the wind whistling, and I was just like, oh, I've gotta go out there. But then my therapist is sick. And while I hope he feels better very soon, I said that to him and I was sincere. It was nice to know that I can just go back to bed. So that's what I did. So yeah. And then I've been doing some like figure drawing. I don't know if I'm allowed to show figure drawing on YouTube. I'm not sure what the guidelines are on that. I'm gonna have to look and see if I can find videos of people sharing that stuff. But that would be funny. Like I get my whole Google account banned because I drew some boobs. So I won't show it to you. But I want to show you a candle I made and I'm gonna make more of and probably sell. It's an egg. Look at that. It's a candle, but it's an egg. And this is a yolk, and this is the white. How cute is that? I don't know. I like came up in my head. I made it, and I was like, "This is neat." I only have one of these square molds though, so were I to make a bunch, it would be a slow process. Really, truly small batch candle making. This is what the bottom looks like. I like made a half circle in a sphere embed and then I popped it in the bottom of the mold and I pulled the white wax around it. Actually, this is some wax I recycled, which is the cool thing about working with wax. So I remelted a couple of spheres that I had broken when I was trying to put a wick through, and yeah, so yeah. Someone says if you don't get a ban, it's almost an insult at your drawing skill. I know, right? Like, what if the female presenting nipples I draw are not female presenting enough? It's hard to tell. I don't know how moderation happens like on here. I'm a veteran of Twitch, so Twitch it's like a free-for-all until it's not one day. And I feel like YouTube might be the same. My candle of the day before we get into some live coding is Greek olive mix candle. It smells like honeysuckle. I have a Diet Coke left over from lunch. We got some Korean takeout. And then I got gym water, which is water from yesterday at the gym. So I'll finish that. Stay hydrated, my friends. Okay. Let's go into what we did last week. Okay, here we are. jenschiffer.com, my personal site. So let me lower my music a little bit. It might be a little too high. Let me know if the audio levels are weird or not good, or if they are good. Okay, enough fussing with Streamlabs. Okay, so last week we made dark mode and light mode, and for the different modes, when you change the mode, the color schemes for drawing on the pixel background change. But I remember when I ended it, I was like, oh, I actually kind of like the dark mode. The working on dark mode on this site made me like dark mode. I'm like, oh, I actually like the dark mode on jenschiffer.com now. And I usually don't like the dark modes of sites. I believe dark mode as an accessibility tool feature is important, but I also feel like from the non-accessibility side, it's ruined design quite a bit. But this doesn't look too bad. I think the purple's kind of, I like purple, and like people who like purple are like, my iMac is purple. Like my keyboard is purple. Let me lift it up. So I am one of those people that you can't just like purple in a normal way. Although I will say I don't dress in purple. But if I was a suburban girly and not a New York girly, I probably would dress in purple a lot more often. Oh god, I have risers on this keyboard, but they're not like glued on or screwed on. They're just like 3D printed and they rest. And so when I lift up my keyboard, it fucks it up. Here we go. Cool. Great. Boom. Okay. So the other thing that we had done was we made it so that if you turn JavaScript off, if you happen to not have JavaScript, again, for whatever reason, gosh, isn't this confusing how I'm clicking the gear and I'm thinking that's settings, but that's just for this row here. What I want is the hamburger menu and then settings. Very confusing. Disable JavaScript. So if you disable JavaScript, this is what my site looks like. It doesn't change the position. All the content still exists. Everything's readable. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. And then if you have JavaScript enabled, you get the movability, the closability, the toggling of modes, and all that jazz. So, that was productive. What we gotta do next is I need to update my art page, which is very old. I've not updated it in a very long time. Like, there's stuff from almost 10 years ago. I mean, even over 10 years ago, which is still valid, but I've done a lot of stuff since Electric Objects shut down, even. And I did take some photos of my pixel art sketchbook that I streamed about a week before last. And so, yeah, we have to think about how to turn this art page into more of a portfolio by adding new projects and stuff. So let's open this up in Glitch, which is where jenschiffer.com is hosted. I also have a that's live laugh blah, which is how I update the title card up top. I want Jen Schiffer. Oh, I'm drinking a hot toddy, except it's non-alcoholic bourbon instead of regular bourbon. So I'm all drinked up. I gotta make sure not to drink my candle though. Okay, so jenschiffer.com, we're gonna be working on the art page. This is what it looks like on mobile. And this is what it looks like on desktop. So this box is some of my art. Now mind you, you can follow along as I'm editing this on Glitch. It's live deploying it, so this is updating on production. Now, let's see. I think one thing I want to do is we have, there's 3 boxes on this page. There's the title card, which is up here. That comes with a minimize menu. So when you close these things, they end up here. Then there's the current status where I'm like Learning how to paint with an airbrush. And I did make an airbrush page. That just shows my gear. But I'm wondering if I want that to be a separate page or an added box in the art page. I want to have a press and exhibitions box separate from projects. So I want to do, let's change this header to press, exhibits, etc. That way we close it. Okay. And then projects, I'm gonna split out into its own box. So let's, whew. Here we go. It's hard to, this is the hardest part of keeping your site up to date is not knowing where to start. And so this is going to come off very rambly because I'm not really preparing much. I'm kind of winging, not kind of, I actually am winging it. But, let's see. Digital projects. So let's copy one of these boxes. And I think I just want to have a box for digital projects and then one for not such. Page, digital, title, digital projects. And let's see. Cephas is winging it is the only way to update a website. Yeah, if you don't like, something I've gotten stuck on with, like, especially I wrote about this in my blog about my first candle collection I made last month, is that if I wait until I have everything perfectly designed before I actually do the thing's never gonna get done. So it's weird. My corporate work, like, I was known as someone who got shit done and was, like, scrappy for better or worse. I need to apply that energy and that, like, ethos to my creative work. I kind of was avoiding it because it was holding me back in my job, but that's what moves you forward in your art practice. And it helps at work too, but there's diminishing returns, which then leads to you quitting your job. So I have a few digital projects that I'll just link immediately. Of course, makebitart.com. is a digital project. There's Vart. Vart. Which that link probably Vart Institute, that's not the website, is it? Oh my god, that is I feel like I'm probably spending a lot of money on that domain this year. I had to update my Mastodon instance is pixel.kitchen, and I had to pay for New Year that domain, and the cost of .kitchen TLDs has gone up It's like 60 something bucks. I had to let 2 other .kitchen domains lapse because I was not paying $120 for that, but I had to renew the Mastodon one. Because I don't think there's a way to, I'm not sure how to, I'll look into this, but is there a way to change the domain of your Mastodon instance that's not going through the process of migrating to a new Mastodon instance? I don't know if that feature exists, but yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna close this sidebar here. So we have Vart. Pixon is a digital project. Stefan says there is a way for the Mastodon domain thing, but I think it's awkward. Yeah, I use DigitalOcean to host my instance, and I'm the only account on it, and so I get backups on Sunday nights or like Monday mornings, really. And so I can fuck around with it on Monday and try to, I'll do a security update, because then if like I fuck it up, I can just roll it back. But I just Mastodon is really complicated software. It's really it's the hardest thing I've ever had to maintain, and I don't think that's just because I don't have a strong Rails background. I think it really is just really complicated software to enable you to build on an already complicated protocol. So, but I get it, it has to be complicated. But does it be that complicated? I don't know. But I would love to be able to have one command migrate my database over to another instance. Sita says the main issue is everyone who's following you on that domain would continue to hit send activity pub actions to that domain. As far as I know, migration's the only way to notify those accounts that I moved. I know, that's why I assumed it probably isn't a thing. Well, I paid for the domain again anyway, but RIP glitch.kitchen and bitch.kitchen, those are up for the taking. But I never use them anyway. Okay, let's see what I broke. So I should have there we go. It's up here. Bloop. Okay, so digital projects. Stefan says, I hear go-to social might be easier and it's just back-end with no front-end, I think. Go-to social. Fast, fun, activity server. It's a social, or sorry, written in Golang. Or Golang, if you want to piss some people off. That's what I'm doing. I'm really bringing into 2025 the energy of trolling people again. I used to be a big internet troll. Not in a harming, being hateful towards people way. But, saying galling, California style sheets, that kind of stuff. Or when I say in Long Island versus on Long Island to piss off Long Islanders, stuff like that. I think I'm going to really up the annoying level for 2025. as a proud member of the girlies who made literally change meeting, I think it's time to bring that energy back. Okay, so I called this page digital. Let's update some CSS. Somebody on the glitch forum yesterday was like, I would love to have tabs. And I was like, yeah, that would be great, right? Let's see. Index arts. Let's do page digital. Max width. Let's make the max width 300 px. Top. I don't know where it's gonna have to go, but we'll do. Let's see where this lands. Oh, it's right there. Okay. So we need to go way lower. Or press exhibits. That can probably go. Where do I want to put? Do I want digital projects on top or do we want it on the bottom? Let's. Okay, well, we got on the bottom there. And then this is the art page. I want art. That was airbrush. So digital projects is down there, but we're gonna get into our media query. Art. And update this. Top 200 px. You know, I could also just move this around and inspect it to see where it landed. 377, okay. And then on mobile, it's down there. I think I could also have it closed by default, but yeah. Cool. And then I can, let's see. I have the Vart podcast represented on here, so we can remove that redundancy from press exhibits. Really, I just want to make this like shorter. So let's remove projects. Let's see, I'm just reading what I wrote. Using JavaScript in my exploration of fine art history. Vart Institute, where I use JavaScript to share, to learn and share fine art history. And then make 8bitart.com a free in-browser pixel art editor. Where I use JavaScript to learn and share fine art history. Okay. Let's see. How can we make this smaller? Oh man, is Pixon still a thing? The page? Aloha. Marina. Stopping by to say hi, returning to shoveling rocks for path improvement project at my place. Don't work too hard, stay hydrated. Thanks for stopping by. Hope it's nice out there. It's cold as brick here. I love this photo. This is a Dutch newspaper that is about pixel art, and these are both things I drew. This is my friend Kyle's butt, and then this is Ned Flanders in a pinup. I have copies of this paper, but it's a bit big though. Maybe I should crop it. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna open it up. Oh yeah, Pixon, pixel object notation, which I haven't updated in 6 years. I need to move this, so I think GenMyWebBiz forwards to, redirects to jenschiffer.com. GenMy.biz used to be my main domain. I gotta switch that over properly, but I haven't yet because the Pixon notation is there. Okay, let's see. So I have images. Where is that? Okay, it's on the CDN. Okay, let me real quick. You're not gonna see. Actually, I have Photop open. So let's use Photop. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay. This is the paper sprawled out on an old futon that Adam Sontag of jQuery fame and one of my best friends, he brought this futon. I keep almost saying avatar. He brought this futon to the Boku office when we worked there, and we opened up a New York office. And a number of us has spent quite a few days and nights resting upon it. It had wax stains on it. It's very funny. So let's see how we can get as aesthetic a screenshot. I want the headline. I think that's good. We're gonna export as a JPEG. We're gonna save it. Replace. And then go to my assets. And I'm going to rename it on my computer Parul Smaller. Parul's the name of the paper. And let's replace that image. Oh, you know what? I want that's the normal size that it links to. That's the thumbnail. Nice. Gorgina. It takes up way less space. I'm going to keep the electric object image. Actually, I'm going to move... This is exciting, right? Just watching me think. This image is so much cooler. So I think that's a full page scan if you want to read. Jen Schiffer, sexy Flanders glitch. Oh my god. You know, it's so funny. One of my villain origin stories is I was gonna have, there's a local paper here in the United States that was gonna interview me or do a profile on me when I was coming out of grad school, going into the industry. And they want to talk, they want to do the whole like, oh, you're a woman in tech kind of thing. But it was the changing from academia to industry that I think was interesting. But then they changed their mind because I had tweeted that I put my pants on like everyone else 4 dicks at a time. And they withdrew their interest. And so I always... From that point on, I was like, fuck the press. I'm never talking to press. And I held true to that, except this woman, Clarissa, was writing about pixel art and wanted to feature some of my work. And I was like, okay, I'll talk to you. Blue nude. So... so this is the press I've got. There's nobody else wanted to cover me because of the way I put my pants on. What can I say? Oh, Ontario Science Center is closed. They had a kiosk make an 8-bit video game character. And then they featured, this is what make 8-bit art look like 11 years ago. We edited it a little bit for it to be in the kiosk, and I was in academia at the time. I had not quite yet entered the industry, so I was broke, and I could not afford to get a passport and go to Toronto. So I never got to actually see this exhibit. All I have is this photo. And the Ontario Science Center is like closed now. Actually, if you look up Ontario Science Center suddenly closing, there's a pretty devastating article about how everybody that worked there was kind of caught blindsided by it. It happened recently. Okay, that webpage doesn't exist anymore, so I can delete it. Ontario. Press release. I'm just gonna comment that out. 404. And then if I feel like doing like a Wayback Machine situation, I'll do it. Photo event reel. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna have the audio on it, but Game On 2.0. This is a traveling exhibit. So it was only up for March 9th through September 2nd, 2013. 2013 was a big year for me. Nobody knew who the fuck I was, by the way, in 2013, for better or worse. Look, that's my thing. And they're laughing, they're drawing. I love that. They let's see, 2013, Make 8-Bit Art was in the Science Center, but also I was like really broke. And I, around this time, had just gotten, I think I was just about to speak at my first ever conference, jQueryConf Portland. And also, I had, that spring, was it 2013? Left academia to go into the NBA. As not a basketball player, but a basketball developer. So it was a big year for me. Let's do a little end bullet there. Also, hi Keith. Didn't you speak at Thunder Plains JS around that time? I did speak at Thunder Plains JS, and you know what? We can find out when it was. I just realized I have a work stuff page where I list all of the conferences I've talked at. And so, and it's a lot. So jQuery Portland was June of 2013, and Thunder Plains I spoke at October 2014. And that talk might be linked up still. Yep. Oh wow, it's a nice comment on YouTube. I would absolutely be one of the people who said not to push those files, and then when you said the reason you were, I'd say, oh, that makes a lot of sense. I then tried to work out a way to get both benefits of the not pushing and the benefits of easy use. I can think of two on the top hand, which might or might not actually work well for a situation, but realize the easy use bit is clearly the more important one. Wow, that's like from a year ago. That's a nice comment. I'm not used to getting nice comments on my Tech Talk YouTube videos. But yeah, I gave a talk on make8bitart.com and how I was pushing all my build files because that's how people who did not know code would be able to download make8bitart onto their computer. I'm gonna close this because I still have that members only jacket. I was wearing it the other day. But yeah, that was 10 years ago. That trip was funny. So I was working at the NBA at that time, and we all went to Kevin Durant's restaurant because he was part of Oklahoma City Thunder at the time. And so we went to the dinner there, and it was really funny because Kevin Durant's restaurant, which it's not there anymore because he's since left Oklahoma City. I mean, he did a stint in Brooklyn. Oh, you remember giving me a high five in the hallway and you moved from OKC not too long after. You're like, did all I needed to do here. High five Jen, and then left. That's the only time I've ever been to Oklahoma City. But yeah, we went to the restaurant, and like Kevin Durant's restaurant, he had photos of him everywhere. And like, it was just very Kevin Durant. And honestly, if I had a restaurant, if I was Kevin Durant and I had a restaurant, I would just have photos of me everywhere also. But the thing is every photo was of him. And because I worked at the NBA at the time, people are pointing out like, oh, who's that guy? And I'm like, that's Kevin Durant. Oh, and who's that? I'm like, that's Kevin Durant. And it's like, guys, all of these are Kevin Durant. And it was just interesting because this is like, okay, maybe I'm biased because I work for the league and I'm a basketball fan, but I'm like, Kevin Durant to me has a very distinctive look from the other players. Like, I don't know. It was very, I had to be like, guys, you gotta stop. They're all Kevin Durant. Let it go. And then the menus had a backlight on it, and there was the normie menu, and then on the right side of the folio was like the VIP menu. So you can see like how much like bottle service was, but we were there. This is a speaker dinner, if I recall correctly. We were not there for bottle service. So it was kind of funny, the juxtaposition of the normie menu and the like VIP, like Richie menu reminded me of working at the NBA, where like I was like a normie getting emails about salary caps at the NBA. Like me making, probably I was making like, I was a contractor through an agency, so I had benefits, but like my salary was hourly and I didn't get paid vacation. So I probably made like 77K that year before taxes, which is like not enough for what I was doing. But then getting like emails that like we're capping salaries at X million dollars because I like you're an employee at the NBA as much as like Kevin Durant is or Steph Curry is or LeBron. And so it was just always funny being like, oh man, I'm not going to be able to make over $30 million this year, when it's like that email is not for us, but they still send it to us. Anyway, same with like the menu at Kevin Durant's restaurant of like, I'm going to stick to the left side normie side, but you know, you can see what the rich people have access to. Yeah. What a world. What a world. But yeah, no, that's cool. The organizers were really nice. I was also pleasantly surprised at how strong the working group and meetup community in Oklahoma City is. I also almost missed my flight back. That was the first time I was ever late to an airport. Okay, how else can we... Look at that. We dramatically saved space here. So, what else can we do? Does that event release still exist? Yeah. This was an exhibit of electric object frames. And I still have a YouTube playlist that this fed from. Let's see. I'm just looking through it, like where I can shorten some content. I'm gonna do, let's see. Made in NY. Center. Pixon. CTHA says the airport's gotten much better in the intervening decade, and yeah, the OKC tech crowd, everyone knew everyone, at least when I was there. Can't speak to now, though I suspect it hasn't changed. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Like the meetup community in New York dramatically kind of disappeared when COVID happened. VART episode. The only reason Jersey Script is coming back is because I gave a talk at Chinatown JS, which is a new meetup, and I did like a retrospective from my perspective of the borough JS meetups, so Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Jersey Script, and there are a lot of meetups like in Portland and in California that were inspired by the borough JS community, and then a lot of that stuff went away when COVID happened. So I was talking about how the hardest part, because someone was like, what do you do? What do you want to do? What should you do if you want to start a meetup? And I was just like, make it as easy as possible, but also know that like the hardest part is probably finding the venue now, because things have gotten so expensive. And also a lot of the places where these meetups existed don't exist anymore. Like Brooklyn JS was in 61 Local, and we had a sweet deal where we paid like $50 for the whole day. We had the whole upstairs space for co-working during the day, and then for the evening event. And 61 Local did not survive the pandemic, and now it's something else. Also, you know, like people moved away and all that kind of stuff. But then someone who was at that meetup, Dan O'Day, is from Jersey City also, he reached out and was like, I have a venue, like, let's bring it back. And I kind of was like, don't throw me with a good time. So yeah, we'll see how many people show up. Actually, I paid $9 to I opened up a button down account and pulled in the old Jersey Script mailing list. I had to pay $9 because the mailing list is like 200 something people, and I just wanted to email the list to let them know Jersey Script is coming back. And so I did that and have been getting like a nice response. Nobody unsubscribed. I shared the email in Mastodon, so a couple of people subscribed, but the next and last email that list is getting is a link to a new list to sign up for, because there's no way that 200 plus people on that list want to continue to receive this newsletter, and I'm not paying another $9 a month for that list. I already have my own personal mailing list that I don't use, and I'm paying $9 a month for. But I'm going to work it out with Dan. But I also don't want to give Dan the list because I cultivated that list, and I feel like when it comes to email and mailing lists, the less, like, people sell data all the time. Like, my email has been sold by people who, I know there are people who are selling their personal email mailing lists. I know that for a fact, and I won't name names, but it's like normalized. And I'm trying to counteract that by being like, no one can have this list. I made the list. It's mine. And if someone else needs a list, they can start a new one. I'll let people know where that new list is so they can go and sign up if they want. But after this, I'm deleting it from the ether. So, yeah. Someone else has sold my fucking phone number to some community CRM thing, so I get cold calls still, and I have to be like, I don't work anymore. One day, but not now. Not this day. Press exhibits, etc. I'm gonna get rid of that press header, which is fine. Press, exhibitions, residencies. I think that actually I'm gonna move this image to the top. I'm gonna consider online crunch. I'm gonna consider Electric Objects to be Electric Objects Art Club as a residency. I'm gonna get rid of the cache music thing because that was just a submission. But RIP cache music. I'm gonna replace that ugly photo at the top with that, and then put here press. And I'm gonna hit the prettier button and it will make it look somewhat prettier. Press, exhibitions. And I'm gonna remove artist residencies because it's redundant. Okay. Gorgeous. Okay, now we can move this up. Whoa. Whoa. Ah, sorry. I like. Let's see. Inspect. Top 1300. Cool. We just saved ourselves 600 pixels. Cool. Then how does it look here? Nice. I like that it's... And I'm gonna widen this a bit. This page. Max width 600. Let's do 650. How big is this image? 988. Okay. What would it look like if we had it at 500 pixels? Yeah. We're gonna make it smaller. Art. Oh, that changes the work as well. Whatever. I can split them out in the CSS, but whatever. Okay. But yeah, I'm excited about Jersey Script. Next week's gonna be a really busy week. I got robot karaoke on Monday, so I gotta go all the way to Brooklyn for that. And then Tuesday is Jersey Script, which is close by to me. The venue it's at is called Hudson Hound, which I'm gonna withhold my thoughts on venues that have kindly offered their space to me. But I've been to Hudson Hound. It's a bar, so just don't go there for coffee, because it's a bar. They're not gonna have good coffee. But yeah. Woo. Okay. I'm just like clicking on links and stuff. Let's get back to. Okay. So here is the crux of what I've been trying to do is I have these images. I have how do I close this? Okay. I have taken photos of all of my 1/4-inch pixel watercolor sketchbook. And I want to show them, I want to add them to this page somehow. But I also have to do some editing. And that's why I have Photopea open. So this looks good. That looks good. Okay, so this is Gumby's legs. This came out cooler than the rest. You see that difference there? Keith said, oh my god, that grimace. Keith, I was just thinking, I'm like, oh, I wonder if Keith is still here because I didn't shout him out. I hope you're doing well. Miss you. Here's Grimace. Let's see. Image adjustments. Would that be color balance? I'm new to I don't reset. How do we make layer image Adjustments. Is that what I want? No. It's not what I want either. Auto color. It's better. We're gonna have to... Editing images is not my... Digitally is not my forte. But I want to make it a little cooler. Not really. Image adjustments. I feel like the last time I opened Photoshop, I don't know, it was long enough to know that Adobe has stopped charging me for it. I do like Photopea, and they have all the same stuff. I just don't know what I want to do. Oh, and you hope I'm doing well too. I am doing well. Color balance, range. This should... I know color theory. Maybe I want it to be warmer. That does look better than this. That's what I got. It's not that jarring. It's less jarring between these two, which is what I was worried about. You know what happened is I have like a monitor to the right of me, and in these photos I had both monitors, this between it, and I think the monitors turned off from lack of use. Check the like... I'm looking at the dish and the red brushes and like the paper as a guide. That's the original. That's the newer one. It's much better, but not quite. Let's levels. I know this is some exciting stuff. Okay, this is much brighter. So let's adjust brightness. I'm not going to change contrast. That made it worse. I think... Oh, you know what? Exposure. That's what... Just want to dim it a little bit. Okay, it looks very now. It looks closer. I don't know. It looks better than it did. Or again, this is the original. I think I'm gonna stick with this. And it's trying to save as PSD, which is not what I want. These are JPEGs, I believe. Yeah, literally JPEG. File export. Look at that. Okay. Okay. So I want to show these off. Yeah, that's less jarring of a change. It's funny, as I was taking the photos, it's like, I'm gonna want to retake that, but I'd have to retake all of them. So, yeah. Anyway, if you like thrilling content like this, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps my God complex, as well as whatever algorithms. Okay. I have all these photos in a folder, and I have it open on my computer, but you don't see all of them because wait a second. Where did I save that to? File, export as JPEG. Where? File, export as JPEG. Save. Oh, it's saving to my desktop. Okay. Okay. So now what I gotta do is I have to rename these files. I'm gonna do that real quick while I'm off screen. Meanwhile, why don't y'all tell me how you're doing today? I think I'm gonna rename it Pixel Sketchbook. I'm gonna rename all these files that you don't see because I turned my browser window off. This is all stuff that's happening on my computer. And I'm going to drag them all into the glitch assets pane and then figure out a way to show them on my art page. In a way that is cool, and I don't know, I want to like not have to have you load every image. It's not great. But I don't know what the state of the art is best practice nowadays for, I don't know, lazy loading images or... So we're gonna keep it simple first. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make pages for each of my projects because they all deserve their own page. And this one's got 19 images. It would be 20. I don't know what happened to the first page of that sketchbook. I think I was just testing on it, but let's see. 12. Andy's bringing in our water. We get water delivered because Jersey City water is not great. And the last 2 weeks we haven't been able to get delivery because of the holiday. And so today's the big one. But they were a bit late. We went down there I went to help them, but let's get back to browser sharing. Do we think that all these images are going to upload? Let's see. Actually, why is... You know what? I'm going to close out all this stuff. Did you know that for... I'm going to refresh this. Desktop. Ignore all the weird images on my computer. You don't need to know about that. Open. When I saved that one Gumby file, it was 61 kilobytes. And I want them all to be that. Export as JPEG, and I think it's because the quality changes. Yeah. But still a good image. I'm not looking for high res on this stuff because people are gonna steal this anyway. So let me just save all of these individually. I don't know how to do this action to every single image in Photo P. Can you like select? You can't. I don't think you can select all. And be like, export these all. But it is like decreasing the size of the file by 2/3, and that's ideal. So I'm literally going through each one. And then one day I'll look up on Google, how do you do something to 19 files you have open. You know, something that happened today is I was setting up to stream and I could not get my AirPods to work with my computer. They were connected, but I wasn't hearing anything. And so I actually don't have any headphones in. So that's cool. I don't even know if you can hear background music or we'll find out later. That's the thrill of streaming, is checking. I try to like listen to like 30 seconds tops of the stream just to see like were the audio like levels right. Export as a JPEG. This is I love Puma Greg, but this is my least favorite of the drawings. See, that's a boob, but like you can hardly tell. You have to like really look at it, so that should be allowed on YouTube. Oh, you know what's funny? These are all saving as .jpgs, and the file's originally .jpegs, because I use the DJI Osmo Pocket for taking video. I haven't done it for live streaming because it puts a weird glamour filter over webcam mode, and it's very strange. I don't know how to turn it off. I was trying to find videos yesterday of how to turn it off, but all I can see are videos of how to turn it on. And it's fine using beauty mode, but the way that my hair usually is, you can see that there's a filter, and it's very strange. Okay. Nine, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do each of them have a match? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then we'll separate by size. Now let's drag them all in. So these all range, instead of 170 kilobytes per image, they're like 50 to 65. Let's see if I can drag these. Oh my god. These are not gonna. I have another window open. I'm trying to drag images. There we go. Whee! Here they are. So here is a thumbnail. I'm gonna use this. Copy. Cool. Now I know that I can, in art, make a box we're gonna call this pixel art watercolors page. Pixel watercolors. And let's start that one with 1/4 inch pixel watercolor sketchbook. And now I can create a list of images. Let's go back to assets. The first one, copy URL, art. I want to link to the full piece, but then I want the image to show the thumbnail, which should be thumbnail slash. Oh, I'm missing the ref here. And then the alt is photo of pixel watercolor sketch book on page 1, a couple of fried eggs. Pixel art fried eggs. So this one, I added a new box, so it's going to be up here. Okay, cool. So the thumbnail worked. And then it links to the big image. We want to move this to below digital projects. Style. That one is... max width 350 pixel top. Okay, and then we're gonna need to create a new section in the CSS for image gallery. That's right. We are introducing the idea of an image gallery. So this one, class equals image gallery. So the image gallery. List style, none. Image, gallery, image, max width is, we're gonna do 150 pixels to start. Border 1px solid black. There we go. Cool. So now we've got a base. We can actually move this up a little bit more. Let's move that to 1500. Cool. Now we're going to, this is the plan. I'm going to get all the thumbnails into that box, and that's just HTML and CSS. If you have JavaScript, I want it to have like a little gallery that you can navigate. You know what I mean? So, and I also think that I want to have this closed by default. I forget if I built that mechanism into Draggy divs. Oh, here we go. So I think I can have, if I have class Draggy div and it closed. Okay, cool. I do have by default closed now. Wow, Jen, great foresight. I knew I was gonna want that feature. Okay. And then if I, because then once I have that feature for this, let me move that up a little bit. Let me move it up a little bit. Also, it's going to overlap with this. So let's see. Left 5. Page digital. Boom, boom, boom. Cute. Okay. I want this actually to open up here. So if you have a desktop, so that puts it at top 50, left 880. Cool. Okay. And then here, Gorgina. Okay. Because remember, as I'm editing the site, I'm updating production, so I like to just go back and make sure that like nothing looks too fucking crazy. But now, this is pretty neat. Let me minimize this preview. I should now be able to update this. There's 19 of these images, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There we go. And then we just update 19, 19, 18. Is there an easier way to do this? The only thing that's ever easier is what you already know. And right now this is the easiest way. But if you were to tell me a different way, I would know a new way, and that would be the easiest way. So if you're like, why aren't you doing this? The answer is because I didn't know. But you're welcome to tell me. I don't know why I have to quantify my inefficiencies with the masses, but that's just showbiz, baby. I'm gonna have to fix all these alt tags. I know that, and I will. I shall. But I gotta, oh, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. There you are. Okay. So let's start doing some alt text for these babies. Okay, let me... Now I have in a Finder window all of my images. I also have the sketchbook in front of me with all the paintings. So, let's rock. My tea's getting cold. Okay. So let's open up the preview pane again so we can look at these images together. Okay. So we have eggs. Photo of pixel sketch on page 2. A couple of pixel art. Purple flowers. On page 3 is A pixel portrait of a woman with red outline and green hair. Page 4 is a pixel portrait of a woman's pink lips to her neck. These are not going to be great descriptions. Let's see. This is a pixel portrait of a boob. Blue skin. Page 6 is a pixel portrait of a black cat dreaming about fish bones. Page 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just making sure I'm at the right one. Page 7 is a self-portrait from my eyes up, and I'm about to cry. It's true. Not me like right now, but I'm about to cry. This one is a pixel art flamingo, but it's green. Flamingos aren't green. Flamingos are the color that they are because of the food that they eat. It's algae. A pixel art take on a Steiner graffiti painting. A teal tiger with mouth open and yellow eyes. Grimace, the purple bitch. A pixel portrait of Grimace of Purple McDonald's fame. 11 is a pixel figure drawing of the back side of a woman with green skin and pink hair. The back view, not the back side. Her butt's not in it. Page 12 is a pixel figure drawing of the front view of a woman with blue skin and green hair. 13 is a pixel drawing of an open mouth with its tongue sticking out. Page 14, green pinup girl legs, one with a foot pointing up. That's a pixel painting of a green pinup girls, well, really Gumby. But you can't tell. You can't tell it's Gumby until you get to page 15. A pixel portrait of Gumby, the green clay thing. Let's see. 16. We're down to last 4. Exciting. God, how to describe this? A pixel portrait of a green ground. Well, it's a pixel painting of a candle I made. The bottom block is green like grass. The middle has clouds and blue sky. And there's a half sphere of yellow on top representing the sun. I have that candle over there. I'm about to ship candles out. I have 2 boxes. I'm sending a candle to my pal Mike, who sent me a holiday card, does every year, and a candle to my pal Tasha. A pixel pattern inspired by a pink floral vintage cake. And then for page 18, we have a pixel figure drawing of a woman soaking in the tub. She's got blue skin and black hair. Not my favorite of the bunch. She kind of looks dead, but whatever. And then a pixel portrait of a dolphin, fin to be exact, with a sunset colored background. Cool. Now we gotta do some CSS. So, image gallery. What if we, so list style type is done. Display inline block. Oh, I think that's what we want for the list items inside of it. Done. Display inline block. I'm gonna get rid of this rule. Expected selector to come before selector draggy divs. That's fair, I guess. Whatever. That's just the linter being opinionated, which is like fine. This is all draggy div stuff. That's prettier. Once I get this going, it will be easier for me to update my site. There we go. So and it opens up now. What I really want is a little carousel situation. I also want to link to, I'm gonna like take these images and make a Live Laugh blog post about them that talks about each of them, and I'll link to that. But let's update this. Painted between, when did I painted between 2024, 12, 16, and 2024, 12, 29. Using Kuretake Gansai Tombe paints. Is that how you say it? Tambi. Gansai Tambi. Using on 1/4 inch letterpressed grid watercolor paper from Case for Making. Cool. So now how do you take a grid of images and turn it into a carousel or some kind of gallery thing? I haven't done this in quite some time, but also we know what I updated last time is if I add JS only to an element, it will only show if JavaScript is enabled. If JavaScript's not enabled, you'll be able to see everything, and this just like links to new stuff, a new window or whatever. But I think what I want to do is have something just like when you click an image, a little modal comes up where you can like navigate. Yeah, I'm UI sketching on the background of my website. Like if I click this, it will show the image here. So let's say for let's think. Let's get into README. Okay. To do Scratch. Okay. So for image gallery, if you have JavaScript enabled, you can run through and say that on dot image gallery img click. Oh, hey Potch, you're joining at maybe a more exciting time than once before. I have all of my images in a box on my art page, and I also shortened a lot of the art stuff. And now I'm gonna enhance this with JavaScript, because right now it just like opens up the image in a new page. But we can do better. Also, I feel like we can do better with more CSS than JavaScript. And I could look that up. CSS only carousel. CSS tricks. It's kind of amazing how far HTML. You know, I hate carousels. I think carousels are the worst. 2, 3. Actually, this is interesting. Remember when sparkles didn't mean ding dang AI? That's right. That's right. When it means prettier. It means confetti. Doesn't mean AI. I'm just reading stuff now. That's cute. This is... What the hell is flickty? Ugh. Okay, Robin. Robin, help me. For sure, it says Robin Rendell, help me. Making the carousel responsive. Oh my gosh. Ugh, coding is so hard. This is insane. Like, scroll snap type, why mandatory? I've never seen a lot, like... Say this to the pilgrims, and I'm the pilgrims. What the fuck? That's crazy. HTML. It's literally... Okay. There's the gallery. That's the nav. Is this SCSS? Oh yeah, because they have the media query embedded in the wrapper. When was this written? 2022. I'm glad CSS Trick still exists. That was surprising to me. 25 plus beautiful CSS carousels, free code and demos. Oh my god, doesn't Vado still exist? Tuts. Remember everything was like the coolest tuts. And I'm like, say tutorials. Say tutorials. You don't have to shorten that word. Okay. How about W3 CSS? Oh, beautiful. Because what if you clicked, what if this, because I have lots of pixel watercolors. I would love to have one thumbnail here, and that opens up a modal, but what is the JavaScript? Is it just for the image? Document show number. Also, where is this available on? Okay, everything that matters. Favorite animal, brine shrimp. Okay. So we have the dialogue. We love dialogues here. We hide. Dialogue, ID, fave, dialogue. Form. The dialogue is not there. And it's not because of the CSS. Why is this? Why is the are dialogues hidden by default? Let's test it out. Let's test it out. I want. So what if we commented out all but the first image? So that we had one thumbnail. I'm also gonna turn off, I'm gonna remove the init close so that it stops closing it. Okay. What if ideally clicking this would show a modal with the rest of the images. What if we did that? Whoopsie, did not mean to copy paste that. Dialogue, that's right. Dialogue. ID equals watercolor gallery. Ooh, wow. Okay. So dialogue is hidden by default. Love that. Let's look at this. The dialogue element. HTML only dialogue. Oh, okay. Open. Okay. Creating the dialogue. Button, autofocus. Okay, you want to autofocus the button on the dialogue. Okay, you have to use show modal. Oh, okay. I was wondering if that was like, if you needed javascript. So could the fallback just be that let's think. If we had image, if we had the image open the modal, but the fallback is that it opens up gosh, there's a point where I'm like, if you don't have JavaScript, you don't get to see these images, which will awaken some bears. I don't need that energy. Okay, let's think this. I have a Node.js class that I can use to hide elements that are only visible if they're JavaScript. I can also do the same JavaScript, hide any elements if JavaScript does exist. For example, let me get rid of this dialogue. I want to show all of this if you don't have JavaScript, but I think I have. Okay, so I have JS only for elements that are displayed, that don't get displayed if you don't have JavaScript on. Like, if you don't have JavaScript on, these buttons go away because I add the class JS only, because then it sets the default display to none. I'm going to now add a Node.js class, which doesn't have any CSS, but will show, it will be hidden by a JavaScript. See, I have it back here. And that'll be done. Oh. I have this happening in color mode, but this should be happening in its own file. Whatever. Okay. We're gonna say const Node.js elements equals document dot query selector all dot Node.js, and then for each one we're going to element dot style dot display equals none. Let's see. Console log error. Let's look here. Inspect. Oh, Node.js. Oh, I call it on this one. It should be on itself. That's what I get for copy pasting. There we go. So because I have JavaScript, it hides all that stuff. So now I can have my, this is all showing my Node.js thing, and then I can show my ul class equals image gallery JS only version. So this part's basically done. And here I'm gonna do so I have that. Okay, so I have an image. And then I want to do a dialogue. Can you have a dialogue within a list item? Let's see. Wow. Wow. And actually, I want to have the dialogue. We can have the dialogue be like outside of the page. Well, we'll just have it. We'll have it here for now. This is the show regular grid of links if no JavaScript. You Joey Lawrence in here. Whoa. Andy showed me this old promo from when Sonic 2 came out on YouTube, and it was like a Sonic 2 release event that had like celebrities from that time. So the Lawrence brothers were there. Joey Lawrence is in this jacket. There was one person I didn't recognize, but I was like, oh yeah, the Lawrence brothers from Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, and like everyone from Blossom, which Joey Lawrence was on. This is before Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Yeah, but Joey Lawrence was there, and they're all like playing the games. And oh, JTT. Andy thought JTT was so funny because he was just like, JTT when he was younger was so well spoken and well read that he just sounded like a bored adult at the event and was like the youngest. My sister was in love with. Oh, she said he was in love with JTT. I think she wanted to be JTT. Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Okay, dialogue. Would you download a dialogue? Dialogue. And for dialogue, we'll just say wow. So we have this color mode here. That we should probably rename the color mode file to just be like Jen Schiffer JavaScript. It's not like, it's just like the main JavaScript of the page, so I'm just gonna rename it script.js, and then I just gotta quickly update every page. Script. Because this is just HTML, baby. We're not using frameworks here. And then I gotta stop soon. Okay. So now file.js. I know, I'm like, what do I fucking call? Whatever. Okay, so because I was like, I did color mode last week. Look at my beautiful dark mode, light mode, Potch. Let me remove that comment. Okay, so we got dark mode, and then we have image gallery. Okay, so dialogue, label, favorite animal, button, cancel, confirm, a modal dialogue containing a form. Okay, so we want to get dialogue. So, so we're gonna want one dialogue per page. We're not gonna be opening up multiple dialogues. So we should really reserve that for being outside its own thing, the body. You know, we're gonna put the top. We're going to hold space for a dialogue window. Yeah. We'll just say ID equals main dialogue. I don't know. That way, in the JavaScript, in the script.js, const dialogue window equals is that what I called it? Main dialogue. That's what she called it. Okay. And also we need to const dialogue trigger equals document dot query selector all open dialogue, because we might have multiple triggers, because I'm gonna have multiple projects. So in the case of, oh, my air purifier is zooming right now. It's taking us to space. It's really annoying. We're gonna hide this. Not that, but that. There you go. We want this to have the class open dialogue, and we're gonna want up and go away. that's for real. Shut up. It's annoying. Okay. We're just gonna open the dialogue for now, but we're probably gonna want to have like a data gallery equals pixel watercolor. I don't know. We're gonna want to like send like what is gonna be in this window, but for now we just have the one thing. But let's say data gallery equals pixel watercolor. And maybe that will be the variable name of an array of URLs of images to show in the gallery. Or it might be, maybe it's the ID of a Node.js gallery or whatever. The possibilities are half of endless with JavaScript. Okay. I'm putting semicolons. The linter's got me doing that. Okay. Do another for each. Dialogue triggers. And we want to add the event listener. dialogue window. Happy New Year, Xbox. Happy New Year, Linter. So let's see. We did it, Joe. Wow. Okay. So we did that. So clearly we need a close button. But the modal worked and it centered automatically. So that's cute. Let's go back here. Where's our modal? Okay. Wow. Close. Cancel button, close the dialog without submitting because of triggering a close event. Prevent the confirm button from the submit. How do you... Oh, you gotta close. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna close the modal window. We might have... There's gonna be one close modal window open at a time. So yeah, we'll just do const dialog close equals document. I always try to type douche by accident. Is it close dialog? Who freaking knows? Wow, is that interesting? You needed the semicolon there? I don't believe that's true. We'll see. Jay. Okay. Okay. This is for opening dialogue. Gallery. Each page should get a main dialogue element with a close button. Any open dialogue elements will trigger opening it. Just a little note for myself. Opening the dialogue, closing dialogue. So this is dialogue close. We'll prevent default for now because there will be like a form. Close. Dialogue close is null. Close modal. It's great, Jen. It's real. We'll just completely change the vocabulary while we're writing it. Whatever, no big deal. Look at that. I have a master's degree in computer science. Anyone who thinks differently can eat my ass. Eat my dialogue window. Okay. Okay, Jen, relax. So now, and if I have JavaScript turned off, because whatever, you just get the full grid. See? But here we get a window. So what I want is to so now we're gonna have to we're gonna put this, we're gonna put div class equals Node.js. We're gonna put this info here and this thing here. And we're gonna call this ID equals pixel watercolor sketchbook. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna give the ID here to this div. And what I'm gonna try to do is pass all of this. I'm gonna show all of this into there, knowing that I want the ID pixel watercolor sketchbook. So if I have open dialog data gallery ID, and I'm going to forget that I capitalize ID. What the fuck is your problem here? Must be, oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well, guess I'll go fuck myself. Now I will know what the ID is of the element. I will query selector that and make the contents of that modal the contents of that element. And then I'm going to sign off because I've been streaming for 2 hours. Okay. So okay. Where do we Okay. Dialog window. For each dialog trigger, element add click. We're gonna want the event. And we want to know I'm gonna get the gallery ID value. Example we'll get is pixel watercolor sketchbook. See, that's what we're sending the ID here. And that will grab the element from the Node JavaScript element that's not showing. going to set the dialogue, append that gallery to the modal. Okay, JS data attribute, I forget about. Get data attribute HTML.js. Data set, that's it. This dot data set. Okay. So watch, we console.log element dot data set. When we click it, we get gallery ID. Oh, and it truncates. It goes from hyphen case to camel case. Good to know. So dot gallery ID. Pixel watercolor sketchbook. So then we can say const gallery element equals query document query selector. We're doing ID. We're doing a template. And of element dot data set dot gallery ID. So then we should be getting that. Boom. Here we go. Display none, because it's got that Node.js class. Now this will be interesting. What if we dialog window dot append child gallery element? What happens? Dialog window. I was wondering if that would do anything interesting. Okay, so it probably is here with display none. Yep. Wait, no. Yeah, here it is. Display none. Is it in here still? Or is it referential? Pixel art watercolors. Div inner. Okay, cool. It moved stuff from there into here. And we're going to gallery element dot class list dot remove no.js. So actually, if we want to set the display to block, because no.js gets display none. block. We don't need to console log shit anymore. Okay. Wow. Close. That's great. That's a great start. Not a fan of that flash of the grid, but whatever. Maybe. Whatever. So now I can just do, that means that I can hide that means I can do whatever I want in here since it's been moved, because let's make sure that we haven't fucked up the JavaScript disabled. Nope, those are all still there. Okay, and then close. Cool. I want so let's now, you know, gallery ID is that. We want data gallery title equals pixel watercolor sketchbook. So then we can have the dialogue. Where's my dialogue window? Okay, we're gonna get rid of this. Button ID, class. What happens if I add class? I'm gonna do a menu. Div class equals menu. I want to have it look as much like the draggy div boxes as possible. And see if I can reuse some of that. I don't know why I said, should it be ID? Yeah. Let's see if this does. Okay, this is top. I also like that okay, cool. So now we got the modal and the grid. We can close it. We got to add the title. So get, okay. Update title. So we want a dialog window dot let's make a content element inside of it. Div class equals inner. Okay. Okay. Const dialogue inner equals equals element dot query selector dot inner dialogue inner dot inner HTML equals h2 to. Am I checking if the data even exists? No. What do I call a gallery title? Or nothing. Some art. Let's see if that works. We have an error. An error. Dialogue inner is null. Dialogue inner. Element. Oh, duh. It should be of gallery element. It should be of the dial. Okay, it should be dialogue window. Oh. We're getting it of not element, but the dialogue window. Pixel watercolor sketchbook. Now, what if we didn't have a data set called gallery title? Let's just put a 5 in there. Some art. There we go. We got your fallback. And what if we did that? Cool. Okay. If there's no gallery ID, the page breaks. The page breaks. That's fine. That's on me. That's me slipping. But now we have a grid. Now, and we got a close button up here, which we love to see. Now let's see if we can design this modal. We want margin auto let's see, what if they had auto margin auto 1 em. Oh, that's the list item. This, I mean. There we go. Okay. So let's get some CSS. Image gallery. Dialogue. Margin. Auto. Let's do 3 em. Love it. Okay. And I'm gonna update art. In fact, I think I can. I think I should actually put the whole title here. So watercolor sketch book. I don't think I need the title. I'll keep the JavaScript for grabbing the title in case I end up wanting that, but also for open dialog hover cursor pointer. There we go. Okay, let's remove that. Let's actually remove the some art part. There we go. And then that way I can update the art page to say watercolor projects. And I can have this be I kind of like the Steiner one best. That's 09. So let's pick 09 to represent that. And change the alt. And CSS for .open dialog. If it's an image, max width equals 200 px. I should also have watercolor projects photo, and then we have title pixel watercolor sketchbook December 2024. Will the title show if I hover over it? Yeah, there we go. Cool. I mean, this looks like shit, but that's not anything CSS can't fix. Let's style this dialogue gallery. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Dialogue dot image gallery margin 0, padding 0, Okay. Neat. Okay. Now I can do like that wacky CSS only carousel stuff. But I gotta put this down for now. So let me put a little paragraph here. Starting woefully out of date. Here is where I'll be sharing my watercolor projects. Stay tuned. That way people understand. Cool. We got digital projects, which I can also use a dialogue for. I want to first see dialogue. What is this border? What does it look like in dark mode, actually? Oh, okay. So modal has to have a background set of whatever the background of color equals color bar text. Is that what I... Yeah. Yeah. Okay, why doesn't this have rules? Dialogue. Background. Oh, do I set... Oh. Why do I do that? I want it to be a draggy background. There you go. That should fix it. Perfect. There we go. Okay. So that's what we've got. We've got we got a gracefully, or more like a progressively enhanced one. We got a project of mine updated on my website, which I have not done in 5-6 years. I have a lot more projects that I've done over the past few years that I've just not added to the site. But we've made the page simpler. We've added a watercolor project. We'll make this into something better soon. And we made it so that you can still see everything. This actually will need to be an H3. So let's go back. There we go. There you go. And it just goes watercolor projects. And it works for dark mode. But yeah. Cool. Live, laugh, love. It's a lot darker outside. I realize I've been streaming for like almost 3 hours. But thank you all who have dropped by and watched. Give it a like if you liked it. If you didn't like it, give it a like anyway. I don't know. Be a troll like me. I'll probably stream again maybe later this weekend. I'll be by myself. But yeah, hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you on jennifer.com.